stuck who your opponent, man, the man in the mirror.
Yo, welcome to Stuck the World, where we're just coming to stimulate some conversations. Today, starting off in my car, just be in my car before I go into work. But I want to talk about how trauma shows up in everyday people. So, I don't know if you kind of check the channel out or my shorts, but I like to always kind of say I'm not a doctor, you know what I mean? Because I've been through schooling, but I think also life kind of teaches you certain things. Studying on your own is also a way to kind of get knowledge. So, I always kind of start off with I'm not a doctor. So I come from a perspective of what I've kind of learned and studied in regards to psychology, in regards to Buddhism, the ego, and basically what I want to kind of talk about is how it shows up in everyday people, and how based on how people act, you can tell based on their ego, right? Sometimes people may go out of that, and you don't really know why they're doing it, that's the complexity of humans. We all have these certain prototypes of certain people. How a person that's I know a person that acts like that person. You remind me of this person. So there's certain prototypes in the world. So there's billions of us in the world, but there's only, obviously in correlation to a billion, there's only so few prototypes, you know what I mean? A certain kind of people. So when you see people do certain things, see people who go out of their way to say hi to you or check on you, there's a reason why they're doing it, you know what I mean? It could be validation for themselves. It could be putting forth out good energy. It could be anything, but the reason why people do certain things is for certain reasons, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what I'm saying. So if you see somebody that gets defensive a lot, that means they probably have to get defensive a lot when they were a child. That there was something in their childhood that made, or not even the childhood, right? Something just in their life, right? Previously, to prepare them for that moment to be defensive, you know what I mean? So I've seen a saying where it's, if somebody's able to get you mad or somebody's able to get you disgruntled, that means that they poke something that was already unhealed or was already untamed, you know what I mean? So it wasn't the person, it was more so how the words affect you when your nervous system, you get what I mean? So I said, I'm not a doctor, but I do understand how the nervous system works, how how the body works, from a sense of being in a body, experience, being very mindful of what's going on, reading what's around me, what spiritually kind of tames and taints me. You meet certain people, and certain people can attract a certain energy, you know what I mean? And they're just cool people. They're just good to be around. You always kind of learn from them. The relationship isn't transactional. It's kind of just and that's my dog, you know what I mean? That's my friend, so that's rare, you know what I mean? That's a rarity. So when I talk about trauma, I just mean just watch how people respond, you know what I mean? Watch how people react. Yeah, just little words of wisdom, man. And it's not, I want to teach. I want it to be me teaching. I want to learn, you know what I mean? So when I speak, I'm kind of just trying to figure this thing out, you know what I mean? And I feel like there's a lot of people in the world that's just trying to figure this thing out, but it's don't ever give up. Play the cards you're dealt, you know what I mean? I think I seen it on a documentary. I forgot what coach said it, but he said he lost his mom really early. And he was just man, there's no excuses. You got to play the cards you dealt, you know what I mean? You don't check out, so I'll never be the reason why I check out, you know what I'm saying? And I say that to everybody. Don't be the reason why you check out. Let the world take you out, you know what I mean? You stay strength, you keep your chin up and your chest out. And I just want to preach that and to the world in regards to just, be you to the utmost, but don't put it in people's face. You know what I mean? I think there's a neutral balance. I think balance is everything when it comes to life. There's got to be some good to know what bad to know what bad is. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what cold is to know what hot is. You know what I mean? Everything is balanced and it's all around us. So I think we need to learn to be more mindful. You know what I mean? Let's be mindful of how we treat each other, how we respond to certain things. Heal your inner child. You know what I mean? Because that's the journey I'm on, healing my inner child, making sure I'm treating my kids right, treating people around me right. So don't give your energy to everybody. Some people not deserving of it. Some people not on that path yet, you know. So I just want to talk about trauma. Hey, you know, with anything, like, it's me kind of talking, but if people get in the comments, man, let's get it going. You know what I mean? Like, that's the conversation I'm trying to start. I'm trying to use the knowledge that I've learned throughout my whole life, from people, from school, from experience, just kind of talk about it in a sense of learning from it and teaching and being able to be better people. Welcome to Stuck the World. Peace.
Stuck who your opponent, man, the man in the mirror.